I need a better angle. I'm moving.
We follow whatever the person.
Today is your day.
So even if you ask her to run away, we will do so.
Okay, I'm not good with stretching. To be very honest, I don't stretch. I tell everyone.
End of year.
Disclaimer, dude. I told him his body, he can do all that, but not for us. Okay. Okay, so let me just talk about the bigger mistakes that people make in stretching. Most of the runners, hamstring is the worst thing that they do. They'll have the leg wherever and you'll be trying to do whatever. There's a nerve called sciatic nerve. If you have the knee straight and you're trying to do all that, you're not stretching the muscle. The pain that you're feeling is because of the nerve being stretched. So if you don't have a back pain yet, you'll have a back pain after that or a leg pain after that. So the whole idea is, I'll just do it while lying down. You basically, the hamstring starts from this bone here, the bone that you sit on, it goes up till here. There is no point keeping it straight there. So what you're doing is, you have it vertical and as straight as it can go, so it doesn't have to be here, it can be here as well, and then you're pulling it up. You feel the stretch around here. You should not feel it here. When you're doing it straight, you're feeling pain around there. Completely wrong is the nerve. Okay, so that's a very simple, basic mistake that most runners does, because you're always looking at other folks. And it's like that whole thing about Chinese whisper types. Started off with something very good. By the time it's actually done by the 10th, it's completely wrong. So just here and straight on. And it can be done standing up as well. So again, not like that. Little bend, and all you're doing is just bending forward. So a little bend rather than straight knee. Just bend forward. So basically, you're just bending forward. You bend up. You're doing the same thing effectively as I was doing right now.
Do you keep your back leg straight?
Back leg could be whatever. The whole point is the front one is a little softer, slightly bent. You're just bending forward, just exactly the same as I was doing lying down. It's just that we're moving the other part of it.
But it shouldn't be straight.
It should be straight. Again, as I was saying, that whole nerve thing actually. Yeah. So the whole idea is that if you notice, it's more here now rather than the calf or the middle, back of the knee. I like to do it actually graded. So you start off with a very good, gradually go a little bit more, and gradually a little bit more. 5 seconds like that. So that's something for the hamstrings. Second one could be just the iliopsoas bit. It's a very, very tight muscle in most runners, right around here. It starts from deep inside, goes up to here. So let me see. Let's just figure out what I said. It could be again. It could be like you're just kind of lunging forwards. So the way I like to explain to people is imagine there's a fencing, and you're just basically going forwards like that. So your front leg is just taking it forwards. Preferably if it's slightly up, so forget about the up part, but you're just bending forwards like that. And this is the leg that is feeling a little stretch. Preferably on 2 steps up, so preferably 2 steps up, and then you just doing that. And back and forth. Because this is generally tight again. And if some folks, which I saw a few folks, cycling here, there's a tendency for the psoas to be tighter then. So you need to be stretching it out basically. And this is a decent one. Of course, there's something lying down as well that you can. One of my favorite things is actually about the glutes, because it's not a stretch, it's a strengthening thing. Not enough people strengthen, most of us think that glutes are for just looking, not actually doing something with them. So that's the butt muscle in simple terms. So basically what you're doing is, if you're lying down on your tummy, you're raising your leg up, actually even easier than that. If you have just your hands over your butts, and what you're doing is you're trying to say, okay, my hands won't do anything, but I'm supposed to be squeezing my butts. And your hands are just like feedback mechanism, saying, okay, now they're actually working. Now, when you're actually doing that, hold it for 10-15 seconds and just let go again. Because you'll notice some of you will be having gait like that, legs pointing out. When you're working on this much better, I mean, the knees are affected by that. So you're just kind of holding it and letting go, holding it, very boring exercise and all that. But the point is you're just training the muscles again. Hey, you're supposed to do something, forget about the looks. And something very, very important, again, 15 seconds is what you hold on for. After that, could very well be you're just doing this kind of a thing. You're just starting here and going up. Now, all of us can do that. The point is the muscle working? So same thing, your hand is telling you that. So when you're able to do that and your muscle's not feeling any firmer, I mean, you're doing it wrong. So that's a very simple one again. And I think I'll just finish it. Okay, so can I just have you as a model? Yes.
I guess.
What happens is, most of me and my colleagues and all that, we're trying to isolate the body too much. It's the whole lot that's generally tighter. So it starts from, just have your hand up there. And when I do that, so I'm looking for this whole lats dorsi bit, TFL, ITV. It's generally all of it is actually tighter. So we like doing, one is simply, if you lie down on your back,
You can go jump on it.
yes, that's the plan. So bend both your knees. So what you're just doing is actually that. You just have your leg like that. Have this hand here. And face that. Now,
It's called the
what I'm trying to do with that is actually just trying to stretch this whole
All
lot.
Indians have
Rather than just saying, hey, let's stretch ITB only. Point is, as I said, TFL, the whole lats dorsi stuff. So once you do that, all of that actually will be stretching. Again, this is not appropriate right now. I mean, I'm not pulling him too much and all that. But that's the whole idea, doing something like that. I'm more than happy to kind of send some clips on this, like, how to be stretching the whole lot together. Because just in isolation, ITB is not going to do much. Just come back. Just have it here. So, again, along with ITB, I talk more about piriformis first. Piriformis is a muscle around the butt region again, right around there. Now, what we're talking about is have this here. You're pulling it like that. And what are you feeling? So, I'll just explain what's going on here. The knee is really right over the umbilicus, and he's just holding on to that one. The pull is actually from here. And you feel it right around this region that you'll feel it. Now that's an important one. So before you kind of start talking about here, I think it's important working with higher things first. ITB, rather than just stretching it like that, it's a thick band. It doesn't stretch very well as much as you would want to do it. I think you need to be looking for the trigger points. You need to be pressing around there and you'll find very, very tender spots, I'll just show it in Rishi. He's a strong guy. So, how's that? Yeah. So, there'll be spots around there which will be very, very sore right around here. And you're finding that if you guys play tennis, if you play golf, and if you don't get one of those balls, and the whole idea is right around here, lying on your side, keep it pressing there for 90 odd seconds. And this just eases off. Now, that's a better thing than trying to do anything with the ITB stretch. It does not do much. Roller works well. I mean, roller works very well.
It kind of really presses this.
Yeah. So that isolated ITB that we've done, and I've not been very excited about it because it's not doing enough unless you work with the whole lot, unless you work with these trigger points.
So what you press is the acupressure technique, right?
It is that, it is trigger point, yeah, it is. And one last one is actually the calves. So about the calves, again, very, very important, right around here. If you're on the steps, I mean, I was showing it yesterday when we were talking, you're basically at the edge of the step, and this is your foot. And what you're doing is you're basically going up and down like that on it. And it works as both. Sorry, your t-shirt looks amazing now. You didn't take it. But yeah, so what you're doing with that is when you're going just up and down, it's as I said, at the edge of the stair. When you're going all the way down, you already stretched your calf. And when you're actually going up, you're actually resisting gravity and your body weight is there as well and all that stuff. You're working as strengthening and stretching at the same time. And what you're doing is you're going very gradually, going down all the way down and then gradually coming up and gradually going down and gradually coming up again. And that's a very, very basic thing, good for shin splint, good for plantar fasciitis. That is one that I would definitely want, once you finish, do that. That's one of the things that should be done. Before a run, I see a lot of people doing various things, for the knee and all that. Knee is an unstable joint, knee is not a stable joint. Once you do too much around there, he's a trainer, I used to be there with them, sorry. I used to be there for 2 years. So if you stretch the knee too much, it will cause more injuries around there. So please don't stretch too much, stretch only for things like a calf maybe. Or sides, what you've done. I talk more about before a run about a warm-up rather than actually stretching. So warm-up always means what are you going to do? Do it a little slower. You know, that kind of a thing. Start with a slow walk to a brisk walk to run and gradually build it up. Calf is one though, do it because that's one that's needing stretching. I said last, but you know, if you have enough trees, what you look for is actually working on the quads. Not enough people have enough stronger quads. You're leaning against the like you know, a tree or a wall. Would prefer actually that rather than just standing like, you know, as if you're doing for the martial arts or something. And you're working very well for your quads then. You're leaning against the wall 90 degrees almost, or 100 degrees or 120 degrees. That works very, very well for the quads. And you know, hold it for 15 seconds. Over a month, build it up to 45 seconds, 1 minute.
We had this punishment.
Wall sitting, you call it wall
That's the
sitting.
reason my back is not really strong.
I mean, you didn't get enough punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all here. I mean, that's all.